Thanks for watching another episode of the Blue Couch Conversation. Today I have Misty Dameron of Misty Dameron Photography. Please come have a seat.
Hi, good to see you.
How are you?
Good.
Get comfy, scoot on back. Feel the couch.
Feel it.
Feel
the vibes.
Yes.
Got it.
So, you're a photographer.
I am.
How did it all begin? Tell me what gave you that like ooey gooey inside feeling that's like, I'm gonna take people's photographs forever.
Well, I did start a little later than you would think. My degree is actually in communications. I graduated many years ago and had no idea that this would be my world.
Okay.
We moved to Bakersfield in 2000, and it was kind of one of those necessity things that I needed something on the side, you know, in addition to hanging out with my toddlers. So I kind of started, I have a background in TV and film, so it kind of like helped move me into that area.
Okay.
But literally, I kind of overnight just decided I'm gonna be a business owner and I'm gonna do this.
So what gave you that? You're gonna be a business owner, you're gonna be a photographer, but what makes you special? What has made you last? You've been in Bakersfield 19 years now, roughly. So what makes you special? What sets you apart?
That's a good question. There's a million photographers nowadays, especially digital. When I started in 2002, there was maybe 20 of us in town, and now, hundreds probably. So I think what has kind of kept me around for all these years is rolling with the flow and really changing as things progressed. I did start film and started that off for a few years, and you switch over to digital, you just gotta kind of roll with it. I did get a studio a few years back and kind of had the boutique type of, individual customization, things like that. I think really what it comes down to in this kind of business is communication with your clients and really friending your clients and becoming a family household name with them. I've seen many of my clients all the way through, from high school senior pictures to weddings to babies to, growing old with their family. And it's been it's really an honor actually when people continue to call me over the years.
Right.
It's pretty actually really awesome.
That's a good thing. So in all these years of experience, we've worked with you a ton. Mm-hmm. What has been your fairy godmother experience?
I can't even count the amount of times that I have been so thankful to have you guys. When I have a bride come to meet with me and they say that they have hired fairy godmother, it is just a huge weight lifted off of me, because we have experienced it all. In the hundreds of weddings we've done, we've seen things go very badly, very quickly. Weddings are not something you can really plan for what mistakes are going to happen, and I have actually been with fairy godmothers during some of the worst ones of things that go south, and some of my best memories actually. Denise and I worked a mammoth wedding together that got rained out. We got stranded at the top of the mountain. The gondola got struck by lightning. Nothing went according to plan. They had to go with the plan B, which they didn't even have. And honestly, fairy godmother is, we worked well together, because you just gotta roll with the punches at a wedding, and you just make it still the most special day that you can for the bride, because that's really what it comes down to. Yeah. So it's been, I love working with fairy godmother.
See, that's your grace under fire. I like
That's
it.
right. That's exactly right.
So in all these experiences and everything you've learned through the years, you said high school seniors, family portraits, I'm sure you've done engagement, weddings, things like that. Where does it, you have all of this advice that is built up, but what is that one piece you're like, this is what you have to know? And what is it?
That's a good question, TJ. Let me take 5 on that one. I think it's that you need to figure out what's important to you, and what is the drop deadline, the thing that is the most important thing to you, and then the rest you need to not sweat it. It does help when you have a coordinator and somebody that is going to take the stress off of you, but sometimes the little things are what we spend so much time on, these little details that really, they make the whole day, but that's not really something the bride should be stressing about. So I think it's probably figure out what's important to you in your day. And, I've worked with a gamut of brides with, have this major Pinterest wedding, and then these ones that are super simple, and they couldn't care less if they are the ones making any decisions. Right. So I think the bride just needs to figure out, what is important to her, and really like zone in on those, and work with your photographer and your coordinator and all of your vendors to really just make sure that those things are super special for their day.
Good, I think that's important. So now, Misty Dameron Photography isn't all of it.
It's
You
not
have
all of it. There's
a little
more.
bit more. And so what is the future for Misty Dameron Photography?
You know, I have been in this a long time, and you know, like I was saying, you got to kind of roll with the punches, but there's just certain things that I have wanted to do a little bit more of. And when we had our studio downtown at the Ice House for 5 years, I fell in love with downtown Bakersfield. And I wanted more than just to go to the studio and spend my days there. I wanted to move my whole family down. So we actually left the studio 2 years ago now, and we found a house, a mid-century home down in Oleander that I am in love with every day. I'm oohing and awing over my home. And it is a great place for my business. And not only for photography business, but it's actually a great little venue that we are turning it into. And if I can show my little Oleander house. Actually, Nanette did that for me, my little logo. But it is a great place for small weddings, for bridal showers, for parties, things like that, smaller venue type things. It is a magical, magical garden. And it's been a lot of fun getting to do something different than just photography. So I'm loving doing that.
Okay. And we got to actually tour your house when you first moved in, and it's just as amazing as you make it sound. So
I love it.
That's a real thing. So what else are you doing besides Misty Dameron Photography?
We do have a photo booth. So I am doing, is that what you were going, is that what we
That's
were
what
hinting?
I'm going for.
So it's back here to my left.
You have all kinds of tricks in your pockets.
Yes, I do. We do have a photo booth that is part of our wedding packages that we do, or you can rent it out separately for parties and things like that, formals and stuff. We've done just about all of it. It's an open air photo booth, so it's a lot of fun. We've got it dialed in. We've had it for a few years. We bring workers, we bring the booth, we bring the backdrops, the props, the everything, and it's actually a really fun little side thing.
Workers are the important part.
They are.
Because not everyone knows how to work a photo booth.
No, they don't. And it's a family business. That's my children running the photo booth.
There you go.
Now that they're in their teens and 20s, it's kind of a nice job for them.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing about Oleander House, your
Yeah.
photography, and the photo booth. So I
Thank
love
you for
it, and I
having me.
appreciate all of the time that you spend just dealing with us fairies all the time on everything.
I love all you fairies.
Well, we love you. And as always, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Blue Couch Conversation. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Darling, I love you. You say goodbye. Away you fly. But on your lips you keep a kiss. All your life you'll dream of this. Lovely, lovely.